How's it going, everybody? Stop Vegeta saying what's up to all my Super Saiyan homies, and I am here for something new and different. This is called Manga Recap Mondays. I'm going to be doing this twice a month, every other Monday, where I'm going to be recapping a specific manga arc just to kind of, inspire people to pick up the manga and read it themselves, because I am a firm believer in supporting official releases, whether it be both manga or anime. I just think it's great to support your artists, whether it be buying a subscription to Shonen Jump or a subscription to, like, Crunchyroll or whatever. These are not, ads or promotions or anything. They're just things that I use personally. So like I said, we're going to start with the Dragon Ball Super Galactic Patrol Prisoner arc. And okay, so if you haven't been reading the Dragon Ball Super manga, you've been missing out on some truly amazing work by both Toriyama and Toyotaro. Not without its flaws, the Galactic Patrol Prisoner arc has been one of my personal favorites to grace the Dragon Ball series. And for those of you who haven't been reading, here's a quick recap that might inspire you to. So we start our story, apparently after Broly, but no one's really sure since the manga, anime, and movie canons make about as much sense as a jumbo shrimp, where Goku and Vegeta are doing the punchy punch, and Goku tells Vegeta he hasn't been able to reach Ultra Instinct since the Tournament of Power. Vegeta calls him a bitch for this, and Bulma calls him up to say Hercule called with an important message. But, I mean, it's Hercule, so can it really be that urgent? Oh shit, someone's trying to steal Boo! Oh shit, Hercule's packing heat! Oh shit, so is this other dude! Man, this is the same chapter the Tournament of Power ended, and shit is already getting spicy. So after this dude is like zip zap bip bap boop, Goku wakes up and it's freaking Jacko, of all people, screaming in his face. Y'all remember Jacko? I'm convinced that he was the inspiration for Jiren. I mean, just picture him with muscles. Here, I'll help you out. Moving on. Anywho, Jacko and Agent Zip Zap start telling a tale of magic and wonder and how Boo wasn't always Boo and how he was once the Grand Supreme Kai and yada yada yada. And holy shit, is that the Grim Reaper? So anywho, Fat Boy and Death Boy duke it out until Fat Boy is like, kneel before your lord, motherfucker, and just straight up steals this dude's magic. But nobody can really kill this guy, so they just throw him in a cage for 10 million years. And oh sure, like he wasn't going to think of a plan to escape throughout all that. Flashback to now, and Goku's just like, ooh, piece of candy at the thought of fighting someone new. So Jacko gives him and Vegeta some nice new gis, and at this point they bump into the Three Stooges of crime gangs, led by, I shit you not, some dude named Pasta. God, I really love this franchise. I mean, Pasta, this is just great. So Pasta basically just bends over for Goku and Co. and tells them that Moro has heard of the Namekians and the Dragon Balls from some dude who used to work under Frieza. It's fucking Cranberry. Holy shit, is that a goat? So the Grim Goat Lord and his crew for UTIs are now off to Namek for the Moro dude to get his magic powers back. And Cranberry asks that in return for his services, he use one of the wishes to head to a planet where no one will find him. Moro agrees to this because he only needs one of the wishes for his magic, and we know that means he's probably just going to kill him. I mean, whatever, it's just Cranberry. Cranberry, no! Wait a minute, we're getting ahead of ourselves. So now the Grim Goat Lord has his magical powers back, and Goku and Vegeta are in to join the fray. They're not doing a half-bad job, but slowly they start to get weaker and weaker, and it's been revealed that Moro's been sucking them dry the whole time. So they go on the run to hide and be healed by the Namekians, and Cranberry is just a baller gathering all these Dragon Balls for Moro. Baller? Meanwhile, Agent Zip Zap and Jacko tell Goku and Vegeta that the Long Island Galactic Patrol Medium, I don't know, whatever. The Galactic Patrol Long Island Medium, she communicates with ghosts. So does this dude, but apparently he gives the Supreme Kai his powers back. So Boo is now once again becoming the Grand Supreme Kai. And upon seeing Moro starts to reawaken his memories, and Fat Boy comes back to start dealing with Goat Boy for the longest awaited pay-per-view in history. While they're duking it out, my man's Cranberry, remember when I didn't give a shit about Cranberry 2 minutes ago? Good times, has gathered all the Dragon Balls, and first has to be healed up a bit since he's been put through the ringer in all of this. When Moro starts to communicate with him telepathically to wish for his magical powers back, and no sooner does he have it back, Cranberry! No! Okay, we're no longer ahead of ourselves. With his magical powers restored, Moro launches a beam into the Galactic Patrol prison and releases all the prisoners to aid him in his chaos and destruction. So now with all of his power being young and hungry again, and I literally mean young and hungry, and Goku and Vegeta's ki being drier than a nun's vagina, he's off to eat and destroy more planets. Goku instant transmissions everybody except Vegeta, and Vegeta basically hijacks one of the other Galactic Patrol Agent ships to head to planet Yardrats. Yo, Yardrats? My little gremlin homies are back in business? Hey, let's go! As they escape, Moro tells the other prisoners that he has no desire to kill them right now as they're beings with rare energy levels, and he'll just kill them the next time he sees them, absorbing their energy once again. So now it's training time, and after Moro and his gang are eating planets like Thanksgiving dinner, our boy Pasta, remember Pasta, decides that it'll be a great idea to go and attack Earth. At this point, Vegeta arrives on planet Yardrats, and Goku begins to train with Agent Zip-Zap in what looks to be the Hyperchronic Mime Chamber. And if y'all didn't understand that one, go watch DBZA, I ain't explaining it. Goku is unable to hit Agent Zip-Zap with Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 3, so he bumps it up to Super Saiyan God. But the rube starts to fall apart, and at this point, Goku asks Agent Zip-Zap if he'll help him to train and reach Ultra Instinct. Agent Zip-Zap happily agrees, but suggests that they do so in an alternate location. We return our attention to Earth, where Piccolo, Krillin, Jacko, Bulma are up on the lookout, and Bulma informs them that Gohan is in an exam, Gohan in his fucking quest for knowledge, and that Tien is at some point where he can't be reached. Jacko informs them that 3 of Moro's henchmen are on their way, and one is particularly dangerous, one called 7-3, who is an artificial being. He's an android. Just say he's a fucking android. He even has a number, goddammit. So anywho, Jacko explains how Android/Samsung 73 can copy other fighters' abilities for 30 minutes, and warns them that Samsung 73, along with some dudes named Yunoba and Chimichanga, is now, that's what we're calling him now. His name is now Chimichanga. Will be arriving in 10 days. Or, right the fuck now. As it turns out, 7-3's copied an ability that allows him to warp, and I mean, it's Dragon Ball, so I guess we'll just suspend our disbelief on this one, because why wouldn't he get some warping ability? That makes sense. So 7-3 manages to get behind Piccolo and grab a hold of his abilities, and this basically becomes a Piccolo main mirror match, seemingly not going too well for the OG Namekian. They even get into a Mechanico Zappo clash, which really looks like they're just going to end up serving some deep-fried Piccolo at the county fair. At this point, the world's biggest wasted potential, and yes, I am lovingly talking about Gohan, steps in to save his father, and yup, I am talking about Piccolo. 7-3 pulls all sorts of Namekian abilities we haven't even seen Piccolo use in a hot minute, and holy shit, I forgot Namekians could grow. I really miss the kaiju of Dragon Ball. Well, I mean, except this abomination that we got in Super, and I really do mean abomination because, well, yuck. Gohan goes to fire off a Kamehameha, but just as 7-3's timer wears off on Piccolo's ability, in a cruel twist of fate, he's able to use Moro's ability to absorb the Kamehameha. And this just does not bode well for our heroes as they just start getting a beatdown after charging in desperation. Moro has Chimichanga beam up some visuals so they can watch the intriguing fight because he's very interested by the fact that 7-3 has reached the point of using his abilities. While 7-3, Chimichanga, and Yunoba start to beat down on the Z-Fighters, and I do use the term loosely, Piccolo states that even if they get beaten down, that Goku and Vegeta will come and save them. At this point, Bean Daddy informs Piccolo that Goku and Vegeta are off training. Moro, being the smug, overgrown child he is, decides to call off the attack, allowing Goku and Vegeta to train for 20 days, 6 months, something. I'm not really sure. The math doesn't really work out, but it's Dragon Ball time, so y'all know how that works and how that goes. I'm not going to try and explain it. When they'll have even greater energy for him to eat. I mean, this is literally a 10 million year old child. He's literally just sitting here playing with his food. I don't know what else to say. Now, while this is all going down, we see the Grand Priest and Whis talking about how the GP sent down the Universe 7's Angel and trainee, Agent Zip-Zap. Wait. Agent Zip-Zap is actually Angel Zip-Zap? Also, his name is Muritz. I don't think I've said that until this point. Anyways, the GP says he's going to withdraw him from Earth, saying that being with the Galactic Patrol has given Angel Zip-Zap some bias. But Whis encourages him to let him finish out the situation that's going on. Over the next couple of months, Vegeta makes some great progress on Yardrat and comes across some of Moro's henchmen's henchmen. Yeah, these villains are so out of control that his henchman has henchmen. Anyways, Vegeta blows these guys to absolute bitch, and Moro senses that Vegeta has grown, pointing out that he will be a great feast when he returns to Earth. At this point, we flash back over to Goku and Muris, who have put in quite some work on this training. And before heading back to Earth, they suggest that they have one all-out sparring match, but are interrupted by Whis, who reprimands Muris for even going to use his full strength, and reveals his angel heritage to Goku, taking him back from the mortal world. As he leaves a shocked Goku behind, Muris lets him know that he has full faith in him being able to defeat Moro, and mastering Ultra Instinct, that it'll be in a purer and fuller state than it ever has been before. We now return to Earth, where all the Z fighters have been made temporary Galactic Patrol agents. Yes, even Yamcha and Chaozu. But hey, they even managed to put in some good work themselves. I mean, even Krillin and Yamcha put up a good fight, as the planet is basically being overrun with these smaller time prisoners. As the gang split off, with Roshi fighting female convicts, Krillin fighting Yunaba, Chaozu and Tien fighting their own guys, and Yamcha off dealing with about 3 of his own prisoners. Piccolo and Gohan are confronted by 7-3. Who manages to copy both of their abilities pretty much in no time at all. Now having both of their abilities on hand, while they put up a great fight and are even able to fire off a Masenko special beam cannon combo, Chimichanga advises that 7-3 switch to Moro's ability and absorb their ki. At this point, androids 17 and 18 arrive to deal some bottomless keyless fun, and Piccolo even suggests that this will probably be the most fair matchup, considering, gee, they're both keyless, stamina-less monsters! Spoiler alert, they're all androids! None of this artificial being crap. Well, they're all cyborgs if we want to get really technical, but I digress. Overall, the fight isn't going half bad for the Z Warriors. Krillin even manages to beat Yunaba. Krillin! Yes, Krillin it, my guy! I mean, shout out T3, fucking, my boy is Krillin it! Tien and Chaozu are able to take out their own opponent, and Roshi has managed to creep out his female opponents to such a point that they just don't want to fight him. 18's putting in some great work on Chimichanga, and 17 even gets close to taking out 7-3 himself. Krillin ends up joining Roshi in the fray, and now Roshi has blindfolded himself to try and evade the ladies, who've become quite frustrated with the Seiji Turtle Hermit perv. With the blindfold, he's properly evading them, and so they begin to get frustrated with the Turtle Hermit and become a triple fusion, and she's fat like Beku! Yes, yes, yes! This is lit! This allows Roshi to even fight them without the blindfold now that they're old and fat, and he's able to become the old pervert once again and fight to his full potential, now joined by the Bean Daddy, but it's not really doing too much as they're both sent flying by one of her blows. At this point, Moro and his right-hand man, Saganbo, or as I call him, Saggy Balls, descend upon Earth and prepare to wipe out its proud warriors. Now focused 100% on Moro and Saggy Balls, Moro tosses 7-3 to Chimichanga, telling him to go take care of him and fix him up. He then gives Saggy Balls some energy, causing Saggy Balls to power up a metric fuck-ton, and he easily overwhelms Piccolo and Gohan and the androids. At this point, we cut back to Krillin and Roshi, who are hiding from the female convicts, but not really doing a very good job of it. Just as all seems to be over for our heroes, Goku arrives with instant transmission, and god is it just the most convenient power to have in all of literature, and ends that shit in a single punch. He apologizes to Roshi and Krillin for not arriving sooner, and heads off to fight the Grim Goat himself, Moro. Bear with me folks, we are almost caught up here, just hold on. So Goku tags in and basically outshines all the Z fighters put together, and all while not even leaving Super Saiyan Blue. Moro gives Saggy Balls multiple power-ups, but this means literally jack shit to Goku because, I mean, it is freaking Goku. Come on. Goku begins to get annoyed with Moro, who won't fight himself, and Goku pleads that he stops powering up Saganbo before the powers eventually kill him, which it eventually does. Moro mocks him for not being able to handle all the small amount of power that he had given him, and for the first time in a while, we see Goku truly angry at the villainous monster before him. Goku reveals that he can now reach Ultra Instinct Sign, or Unmastered Ultra Instinct for those who only watch the anime, and the intense battle begins. Moro acknowledges the technique of the gods, and begins to use all sorts of parlor tricks to try and outwit Goku. But when it comes to fighting, Goku's brain is the biggest brain of all. While stooking it out on Earth, Beerus and Whis are speaking on Beerus' planet and watching from above. Whis applauds Beerus for all the progress he's made with Goku, but asks if Goku has been able to master Ultra Instinct. Beerus states that while he can now attain Ultra Instinct Sign at will, he has yet to master Ultra Instinct. Whis acknowledges how this is not going to go well for Goku, and if he can't end the fight quickly, he won't be able to defeat Moro. Moro notices how Goku's desire to finish the fight quickly, and states that Goku has in fact been using his small brain the entire time, and he won't be able to beat Moro before his stamina wears out from Ultra Instinct Sign. The tide of battle begins to quickly shift further and further in Moro's favor, especially when the two have the world's strongest pissing match in the world, and I kid you not, it's just called the Ki Clash. That's what it's called. That's it. Eventually, Goku is revealed to his normal state and is overpowered by Moro. The androids try to step in Goku's place, but are outmatched by the goat. At this point, Vegeta's training on Yardrat. It's revealed that he has mastered several techniques that Goku was never able to get himself. He asks his teacher Paibara if he can use instant transmission to get him to Earth, but it is then revealed that it's forbidden for Yardratians to transport off-world. Plus, with Goku being an Ultra Instinct, he's unable to sense his ki. Vegeta asks to be taught instant transmission then, but is having trouble mastering it. Suddenly, Paibara is able to sense Goku's ki again, and he says he will be willing to break the laws of Yard Rats to help Vegeta get to Earth. However, Vegeta refuses because he believes he can pull it off at least just this once. After thanking Paibara and the rest of the Yard Ratians for helping him, Vegeta uses his big dick energy and appears before Goku and Moro. Goku is surprised to see Vegeta, and is even more surprised to see him using instant transmission, but Vegeta assures him that this will probably just be a one-time thing. I mean, we've all heard that one before. Well, Vegeta just full sends into Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, and damn it! He did the finger point. Anywho, Vegeta starts hammering away at Moro, and at first it doesn't really seem like it's doing much, but Moro appears weaker and weaker. Vegeta reveals his new technique that he learned on Yard Rat called Force Spirit Fission, a technique that negates the power of both fusion and absorption, two things Vegeta loathes as he feels that they make the fight unfair. While the fight continues and Piccolo voices how it seems to be a more personal fight for Vegeta, seeing how he's trying to redeem himself for his actions back in the day on Namek, while he seems to have atoned for all the things he did on Earth, he's never quite done so for what he did on Namek. And Vegeta then has one of my favorite moments in all of Dragon Ball, where he states that he never considered himself to no longer be a villain, and that no matter how much good he tries to do on Earth, his newfound home, he will never be able to atone for the sins of his past. Man, the Prince really out here about to make me cry! Anyways, Moro being a sore loser, Moro runs off to suck off Chimichanga to death and straight up eats 7-3. I mean, seriously, a goat was just the right animal for this guy, because he'll just eat anything. Planets, his own henchmen. It's uncanny how good a reference this was, so I really applaud Toriyama and Toyotaro for this one. After swallowing 7-3 whole, they become arguably the worst looking fusion ever, Moro 7-3, or really just hit with horns. He's hit with horns. I mean, seriously, this is the laziest design in Dragon Ball in a long time, which is a shame to say too, considering the previous state was so unique. I love that goat state. I mean, just look how cool he is. He's honestly probably the most unique looking villain in Dragon Ball since Cell. The Tournament of Power was filled with enemies, and even they didn't come close to how unique Moro's look was. This especially hurts me to say as a fusion lover, because honestly, the manner of fusion was brutal and I loved it. But with this guy lax in his design, he does not lack in brutality. Now fused, Moro revealed that he has all the abilities 7-3 had before, and there's no limitations, meaning he can copy as many abilities as he wants for as long as he wants. And he already has all the abilities 7-3 previously attained, giving him Piccolo and Gohan's abilities. Man, the Cell vibes here are just insane. I mean, he ate androids, transformed, and now he has set the Z Fighter's abilities? Look man, I love this arc, but Toriyama, you ain't slick boy. After about 30 seconds or so, he copies Vegeta's abilities and uses the Big Bang attack to put him into the ground, erasing all that amazing work that he did on Yard Rats, and to add insult to injury, he even calls it a basic ki attack. Basic? Big Bang attack? That big-ass ball of ki? Okay, yeah, you know what, I guess it is basic. Damn the finger point! But, I mean, this isn't the worst of it all, because Piccolo and Gohan managed to use the Galactic Donut to hold on to him. And this is long enough for Goku to charge up an instant transmission Kamehameha, which was gorgeous, by the way, and is even more Cell vibes. But Goku manages to blow his arm straight off, and it just really ends up being a short-lived victory, as Moro is able to use Piccolo's regeneration to regenerate straight through Goku's torso. Out of horror and enraged, Gohan goes to attack Moro, but is quickly put down. The androids try their go at it, but I deadass kid you not, Moro uses finger guns to defeat them. I mean, this is just brutal. Having witnessed all this horror from the lookout, Dende flies down to try and heal up the Z Fighters, but Moro puts up a barrier preventing him from getting in. Piccolo uses this as a last resort and tries to blow himself up, along with Moro and everybody else, minimizing the damage to Earth. But Moro takes him out with a special beam cannon of his own, and Jacko, yes, Jacko, is the only one left standing. Panicked and blaster drawn, with Dende watching in horror from outside the barrier, we cut to Whis, telling Dende not to worry. And Murus within the barrier, once again dressed as Agent Zip Zap. We cut to black. The next chapter begins with Murus and Moro going blow for blow, surprising both Moro and Jacko. Jacko asks where Murus has been the whole time, and Murus states the only reason he is here is to finish off Goku's training. From above, Whis and Beerus watch, and Beerus decides they should go to Bulma's as the delicious food was the only reason he decided to aid the Z fighters in the first place. He notes that Beerus is not with them, but Whis claims that it'll be alright leaving him behind. At this point, Dende is healing up the fighters, revealing it'll take longer for Goku, considering his god-level ki. Gohan states that he will go last, but this is actually kind of weird considering that he was putting in some pretty decent work against both Morrow and 7-3, and considering that they're now fused and Morrow turned on his cheat codes, I mean, I feel like he should be one of the first to get healed, but I don't know, that's just me. Dende finishes healing Goku and instant transmission straight to Beerus and Morrow, immediately jumping into Ultra Instinct Sign, but is unable to land even a single hit on Morrow, and Morrow just begins to rip into him for even trying to use this when it didn't work prior to his fusion with 7-3. Beerus, believing that Goku needs one final push, goes on the offensive. He pulls out his angelic staff and begins to seal away Morrow's copying capabilities. Beerus and Whis, sensing that Beerus is using his angelic powers, head back to stop him. Beerus tells Goku he seals away Morrow's abilities and that he was born an angel with the intent to maintain neutrality. But after spending some time with the Galactic Patrol, learned a sense of right and wrong and really began to love Universe 7. He recalls a really powerful moment, how he and Goku were training, in which Goku explains why he doesn't necessarily kill his opponents. And it's truly one of the more logical responses that Goku gives in a long time. Goku claims that he hopes it's not only to make him stronger from fighting them, but he hopes that from pounding his opponents over and over, they'll eventually see sense and join the good side. This is a very sensible train of thought from Goku, and one that I really welcome compared to, his more standard meat-headed attitude. At this point, Beerus is fading away, and the visuals really just are beautiful, with him slowly going from translucent to really just basic line work. Just as he's about to fade away, he asks Goku to protect the universe that he's grown to love, and fades away. With this, we then see expressing remorse from Whis for the loss of his little brother, and we're left with the iconic shot of Goku's back, as the aura of Ultra Instinct emanates from his body. While really filled with a number of facepalmable moments, this arc has really been perfectly filled with both the iconic Dragon Ball humor, a more active role of older characters, and even a level of brutality we haven't seen since the old days of DBZ. For the first time in a long time, Goku and friends, as well as his godly allies, aren't just faced with a relatable or redeemable antagonist, they're really faced with simply just a monster who wants nothing more than chaos and destruction. All the while, Goku and even the gods themselves are really forced to deal with the repercussions of their actions or lack thereof. I hope you all enjoyed the very first Manga Recap Monday, as I sure enjoyed making it, and I really look forward to making more in the future, as well as DBZ Chapter 64, Dragon Ball Super Chapter 64, coming September 18th. Thanks, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.